Angry guy here, and women are falling into deep poverty without men. Get this channel to 100,000 subscribers by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't, liking the video, and turning on notifications to never miss another video ever again. Now let's begin. So women are falling into deep poverty without men. Let's just go ahead and jump into the very first video.
I want to know how the hell people in Canada are even living. I generally consider myself a positive person. I'm like resourceful, but some stuff happened around the property, and like, well, I know I'll never truly be homeless. Like, I have family to live with, and like, I have options. Like, I'm luckier than a lot of other people, but how the hell is anyone existing in Canada? Like, I feel trapped. And like I just got a good job. I start in September, but even with that job, it pays less than 40 grand a year. And it's a job that requires like education, and even on that job, like, I still can't do shit. I can't buy anything. I can't afford the rent these days. Like, I'm just feeling so much despair. And I know I'm normally like really, really positive, but I'm just like, how is everyone else, and are you okay? Because the answer is probably no. And I know I'm lucky. I don't have kids. I have like good family that will support me, but I feel like I can't stay here, but I can't move anywhere else, because anywhere else I move to, I'm gonna be charging, like, the landlords are just gonna charge me like $2,500 a month in rent. Like, unless I move into the middle of literally nowhere where there are zero jobs. And I'm just feeling really overwhelmed. And like, I don't know. There's a part of me that just wants to say F it and just get a whole bunch of credit cards and just travel and just like get out of Canada, because like I know it's bad everywhere. I really do. But I don't know. I just, at 33 years old, like, I was really hoping that I could at the very least afford, a small house. I don't want 3,100 square feet bullshit. I just want something small, 500 square feet, even less. And yet, it's so fucking expensive. Like, I don't.
Guys, we look at the consequences of feminism, the consequences of women going their own way, women walking away, because that's what happens when women go their own way. Women believe that they can live without men, they can survive without men, they don't need a man. It's crazy when we used to have the term wigtow, and these women didn't seem to understand that that women going their own way are feminist. These are women who say that I don't need no man. I'm independent. I could do bad all on my own. I don't even know where the heck that term came from. And look at modern day society. Look at what's happened to women in Western society. They can't survive anymore. They are struggling. But of course, you see all of these lunatics on social media that are basically saying that they can do everything, they don't need anyone, they're doing just fine. But at the same time, they're screeching and hollering at men for no longer approaching them, not dating them. This is the general behavior and general consensus of this. And it's pretty sad, it's pretty miserable, but that's just how it is. And these are people who not only lack self-awareness, but they have no humanity inside of them. They have zero humanity inside of them. I was looking at a comment from Mayumi recently, and it was a very interesting comment. Really, really interesting comment, because it kind of illustrates where we are going as a society. You know, it's funny because there are women like Mayumi who, for those of you that don't know who Mayumi is, again, I forget that not everyone knows who she is. She's our she is a pediatric physician and also a resident troll, and she's married to a gentleman of mixed race descent. And she says some very insightful things. And one of the things she talked about recently was literally about hard work that she put in with her husband and what they've built for themselves, the family that they've built, the life that they've built. And I think that's amazing, and I think that's truly incredible. But at the same time, as men, we have to realize that there are a lot of these people who did not put in that hard work. There are a lot of modern day women who don't want to put in any hard work. They just want everything handed to them, and they believe that they are worth it because the Sims have gassed up their heads. The Sims have told them that they're special, they're beautiful just the way they are, that they don't have to create anything, that they can just have everything. It's just the way you like it, it's just however you want it. And if you look at the comment from Mayumi, she said, "Wow, I find my situation to be very comfortable. Loving husband, 3 children, own acres of land, and we both work hard and we reap the benefits of our relationship and careers." Very interesting. A symbiotic relationship with a man who has practically built a small country around us, and I consider myself extremely lucky. Feminism did not build our relationship or our land or our family. Me and my husband are working overtime before we leave to Japan for the next 3 weeks with our children. My husband's second and third in command are making plans to operate the security company in my husband's absence. I'm taking care of my pediatric care department, so my fellow pediatric doctors and nurses will handle my workload. Honestly, we are lucky we are the ants who prepared for the winter, and feminists and their pet sims are the grasshoppers who spent all that time messing around when things needed to be prepared. Sorry, grasshopper sorry, grasshoppers, winter is here. Say hello to the maker. Well, thank you, Mayumi, for that incredible comment. And while I think the comment is incredible, there's absolutely more to the story than that. Because, there are these, she's one of the people who worked and prepared for winter. But what about the people who did not prepare for winter? What about the people who basically sat around and did absolutely nothing? Because that's what a lot of these modern day women have done. Basically laughing at men, attacking men, saying very negative things to men who are focusing on themselves, working on building up their empire, preparing for a cold winter, while they're out there basically acting like they can have everything they want, they can have it just the way they like it. And it's essentially very delusional thinking. But you need to understand something, guys, because these people, I said something to Mayumi. I said, you left out one important part of that grasshopper story, Mayumi. When the grasshopper was faced with starvation, he threatened the ants with violence unless they housed him and fed him. The grasshopper reminds me of the black hoodie people who hide their faces. And there was a comment from Clodis. He said, "Angry exactly. And I grew up with those crazy grasshoppers. The best day of my life is when I separated myself from them. Misery loves company." So, you guys, you have to understand something, that when women can no longer eat, when they miss a single meal, them and their sims, they're going to go ballistic. Modern women are going to go ballistic. Like I said, these people, when they miss one single meal, just a single meal, and they cannot figure out where the next one is coming from, that's when they're going to go ballistic, and we're going to basically see the events of 2020, of summer 2020, rehashed all over again, except this time it's going to be even worse. A lot of these people are not going to go off silently to Ted City. It doesn't matter who's in office. It doesn't matter if, the current old man that's in office remains in office, or the other old man that a lot of people want to go back into office goes back into office. It doesn't matter. The middle, regardless of who is there in office, tent cities are on the way. It doesn't matter which old man is in office come 20, what is it, 2025. It makes no difference which old man is in office come 2025. Either way, and I'll repeat it again, either way, 10 cities are on the way. The middle class in Western society is gone. There is no more middle class in the United States. There is no more middle class in the United King there's no more middle class in Canada. And in the United Kingdom, the middle class is has been evaporating for decades. Western society, and predominantly white English speaking Western society, the middle class has all but vanished. And the levels of desperation that will begin to show up very soon, that you're going to see women exhibiting, will be significant. You could see this woman, she was crying, and she's 33 years old. She's actually younger than some of these other women. I'm 40 years old. I'll be 41 this year. And I'm not even the oldest of the millennials. I'm among the oldest, among the very oldest. But the oldest of the millennials were actually born in 1981. Although, although some really go back to 19. Guys, this is crazy. It's crazy. I'm called a Zennial. So basically, I'm a combination of Gen X and Gen Y. But still, it's insanity. And this woman is 33 years old, and this is the condition that she is in right now. And she said that she makes, what was it, like $40,000 a year or less, and that's not even taking taxes into consideration. I mean, guys, if she's spending like $2,000 a month on rent, and it sounds like that's where it was, somewhere between 2,000 and 2,500. If she's spending 2K a month on rent, that's insanity, bro. That's $24,000. And after taxes come out of her check, she's left with what, maybe 30, not 36, no. After taxes come out, probably around 32, 33, if she's lucky. What is she? And I mean, you take out rent, and that, bro, those are scraps. That's like 10,000. That's between $8,000 and $10,000. After she covers her cost of her rent, what is she living on? $8,000 or $10,000 a year? How is she buying food? That's exactly why she's crying in this video. Like, how is she even buying food? And the craziest part is that with that kind of income, you probably won't qualify for food stamps. You probably will not qualify for. You might, but you probably, a lot of times, you won't. I keep on telling y'all, like, the economics of being homeless, or the economics of just not working, are pretty crazy. Because you get, if you stop working and become homeless, technically, like, for example, let's say she moved in with with family members, right, and became homeless, technically homeless, right, unhoused. And she quit the job that she was working at right now, and she started working for herself, maybe made a YouTube channel or took on part-time work, whatever. But let's say she now qualifies for food stamps, right? So she's living with family members. So instead of spending $24,000 a year on rent, that's gone, and she's living with family members, so she doesn't have to worry about that. And a lot of women, they don't have. She's talking about buying a small house. Like, she doesn't even want a big house, even a small house. This is a big mistake that I told y'all women make. They don't understand that buying property, your first house is a rental property in today's day and age. They're all thinking like they deserve it. Your first property is a rental property. You buy it, you fix it up, and then you rent it out. And then you take and then from there you can take equity from that property. Once you've added equity to that property, get a loan, and then turn around and buy another property. And then you rinse and repeat that multiple times until you have several properties, and those properties are now bringing in an income for you. And the funny thing is that those properties are going to appreciate in value. So after a couple of years, within 3, 4 years, 5 years, those properties are going to have a considerable amount of equity, and they're all making money for you. So then not only are they covering the mortgage payments, but at the same time, they're putting money in the bank. So you end up with a ton of disposable income, and you're doing this all while holding a 9 to 5 job. It's correct that if you choose to, or running a business, you know, and so that becomes passive income. And modern day women, they don't think like this because they're only thinking of lives of luxury, and they can't comprehend that they need men. Many of them will never admit it that they need men. They'll say that, okay, I want a man, I want to get married and have children, and men need to step up so that, and they'll demand this, but they won't acknowledge that they need men to survive. They deep down, most women know it, but they absolutely resent men for it. Absolutely resent us for it, guys. Help get this channel to 100,000 subscribers if you're enjoying the content by clicking on the subscribe button, like the video, and turn on notifications to never miss another video ever again. Guys, women are falling into deep poverty without men. I want to know what you guys think about this. Let's talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away, and cheers.